Hello and good evening. Welcome to Woman at the Wheel, my YouTube channel. I'm going through the Vicksburg, Mississippi area right now. It's just after sunset, but this is making some pretty spectacular video. So I wanted to go ahead and get this. I'm going to be crossing the Mississippi River here in a few miles, and I don't know if it's gonna translate or not as far as how the river looks this time of night. But I thought I'd start this up and we can all find out together. So it's been a real weather week. There have been a lot of storms going through, big, vicious kind of storms. And tonight everything's cleared out. The sky's blue. No storms tonight that I can see anyway. I'll know more once I get across the river, because then it'll open up and I'll be over in eastern Louisiana. We'll be able to see more sky and there'll be less trees. But I just thought this looked so neat through here this time of night, running through here. It's about 8:19 at night, and I'm not sure when the last light is, but it's getting pretty close. But it sure looks neat running between these trees. Say we got about 6 more miles to go before we get down to the river. Vicksburg is one of those areas I'd like to actually come over here and spend some time exploring it a little bit. There's so much connection here to the Civil War, among other things. One of the nicest people I ever met, I think I met down here just south of Vicksburg. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. It was along the river. I was delivering some oil field parts. And I came across the river into Mississippi, and then I went down along the river and delivered, I think it was one of the big oil field part companies that had a site down in there. And I noticed this little roadside stand while I was going in with the part, and I thought, and it was just a truck only run, it was just one pallet. I didn't have a trailer on. So I noticed this little roadside stand going in, and I thought, if I can get back over there, I'm going to stop there going out. So I did, and the lady that ran it, she was just as nice as she could be. I got to visit with her a little bit, and just one of the nicest people. So I ended up buying some jelly and some hot sauce or something, I don't even remember. But the jelly jar, she did her own art on the jelly jars and everything. It was pretty neat. Just a nice lady. So fond memories of that trip. Most of the trips I go on, I don't really talk to anybody much. I mean, I might talk to the people that I'm picking up the trailer from or dropping it off to, but I don't really spend too much time talking with them. Sometimes I do, once in a while, if they're, somebody's in a visiting mood. So when I do get to do that, I usually remember it. is one of the more dramatic views. They've actually got an observation deck, I think, up here right when you cross into Mississippi, just up above the river. It seems like I stopped there once. It might have been that same trip. Stopped in there at the visitor center, and then you can look out over the Mississippi River and see all the bridges and stuff. It's pretty neat. I'm surprised that looks that good considering how dirty my windshield has gotten. I've stopped and washed it off twice today, and it's just kind of greasy and buggy. So that'll be one of my projects in the morning, is getting this thing scrubbed up again. Try and start the day with it clean anyway. West to Monroe, that's where we want to go. Well, we may not be able to see too much. We're losing all of our light now. We'll let it run out anyway. I'll keep it on until we cross into Louisiana, because you never know, it might look really neat. Here we go, across the Mississippi River. That bridge over to the right of me, I think that might be a railroad bridge, but it's really a neat structure. Very neat. Now this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be, actually. There's still enough of a sunset left to light it up back there. Very neat. Okay, we are in Louisiana. way station coming up. Truck must exit two-way station. Okay, so they're open. Go ahead and go on through. On in here and get weighed up. I don't think we've been through a weigh station yet. So what we do when we pull into a weigh station like this is we pull up to the line and we stop before we enter the scale. And then we slowly enter the scale. Just idle onto it. Pull up till it says quit. Or stop. Then we stop and then it weighs us. And then it'll boot you out. It may pick you for an inspection. If it does, then it would have this deal saying proceed over to the right to the inspection area or whatever. Different stations have different messages, but so you've actually made it through the weigh station with me. Yay. So that was well worth turning the camera back on for. I'm going to shut her down now. Thanks for the ride along, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.